What's up with it, y'all? What's up with it? What it do? What it do? Look, I know I might ruffle a lot of feathers with this one. You know what? But I'm in my warrior spirit. You know what I mean? So look. So just think about it. I'm gonna explain to y'all how they program us with these words and these symbols. You know what I mean? So when you really think about it, so look, put it like this. Like, you know, so the cross represent death, right? The cross represent death because they said Jesus died on the cross, right? All right. So it was a crucifixion, right? Crucifixion, fiction. They telling you in your face. You know what I mean? They telling you it's not real. You know what I mean? So just think of that. So you know, crosses everywhere. We put it on our bodies with jewelry, tattoos, whatever. At the cemetery, it's on your tombs, all that, right? Because death, it's just death. You're dead. You know what I mean? Think about it. Think about it. So they even got it at church. You know what I mean? On the buildings or wherever. You know what I mean? So just think about it. So what is that telling you? You're mentally dead. You know what I mean? I hate to sound it like that, but look, my people got to wake up. Everybody got to wake up to this religion shit. So you're mentally dead because you're believing in the religion that was forced on your ancestors. And that's why you believing in it today. Because they killed your ancestors and nobody explained to us what happened. We don't know our motherfucking history. We don't know nothing except what some other race of people gave us a Bible. You know what I mean? That's it. And that shit don't sit well with me. So I'm doing it for my ancestors. I'm going hard on religion for my ancestors. So that's what it is. You're believing in a religion that's not even true. First of all, you know what I mean? So that's the thing. So when you really think about what I'm saying is you're mentally dead because you don't even know your history. You don't even know who you are. You know what I mean? And that's facts. So, but look, so words and these symbols, you know what I mean? So, so that's the thing. Man. So, and think of it, gospel is another one. What you're really saying is ghost spell. You're under a ghost spell because when you when you understand sound and vibrations and all these words is low vibrational words, you know, then you go to the root meaning of these words and you study, you will find out what these words really mean. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. You know, and even having, you know, being blessed. You know, I even like that word. But when you study, you find out all this shit. Cause you're really saying be less. You be less of yourself. You know what I mean? You're being less of something. You know what I mean? You know, that's what I said, man. We got to wake up to the motherfucking truth. You know what I mean? So, and that's another one. And why are we going to a university when they don't even teach you about the universe or where you came from? Why do religion tell you not to study astrology? Things like that. Because they know you will start to find out the truth. You know what I mean? You got to know what's going on here, y'all. So that's the thing. You know, because they teach us about, well, they want you to go to a university for you could work for somebody else. That's what it is. You know what I mean? When you have knowledge of self, you're going to become your own boss. You're going to want to call the shots because you have the knowledge. And once you have knowledge of yourself, you're going to know that you could do anything. And you ain't going to let nobody stop you. Because you're going to know you got the divine energy inside of you. You are not your body. You know what I mean? But what they got us, with all this pain and suffering because we don't know who we are. So that's the thing, y'all. I know I'm probably ruffled a lot of feathers, but especially you religion people, but it's all love. What I'm doing is beyond me. You know what I mean? So, peace.